It's one of those days, I think. I can't do it. And I'm in the shades. It's like 30 degrees outside. It's cloudy. There's no reason. But here I am. I'm just,
And you know what? That's okay. Some days the sunglasses aren't for the sun, you know? It's for blocking out other people and pretending like you don't like exist and you're not being perceived. So I completely get it. I have those days too.
yeah. And honestly, half of the reason, definitely, I've been having a rough day. The other half of the reason is I'm out of my contacts and these are prescription.
Oh,
So it's the only way I
okay.
get to, technically, I have glasses, but I thought this was it was giving a little more something.
Honestly, yeah. I love how instead of
But
just using your prescription glasses, you were like, I'm gonna put my sunglasses on.
yeah.
Because why not?
Because why not? Well, I wanted to start off obviously by saying that um yeah, it's just been a tough day. It's been like a tough go for me the past few weeks, and I really needed to just I needed to just shield my life. I really liked when we had that episode where we're just like both going through it and we had our glasses on, our sunglasses on, and I'm feeling that. But yeah, we weren't sure we were going to record today because I have so much going on right now and I feel really bad. But I couldn't do it. I couldn't stop us not recording because of homework. Who
Right?
would that make me? Yeah.
Honestly. For all you listening, she is putting her hard work, her schoolwork, potentially her future on the hold so that we can record this. So the rumors
Exactly.
about us being inconsistent, they stopped today. Mm-mm.
Exactly.
No
And
more.
that's it too. The reason that I pulled myself here today was because of one comment we got on our YouTube channel the other day that said something about like this is great and all. I'll see you in like another 6 months or something like that. Like y'all don't have to read us like that. Like I'll be here. I'll show
That
up.
that was honestly the funniest comment that I've ever seen. And
I
it's
like
funny because I can't argue. Like it's true. You might not see us for another few months.
but that's the thing. It's like leave us alone. Like
Yeah.
we have it hard enough, and I will explain because yeah, I know we're dancing around it, but yeah, today's been definitely pretty chaotic for me, for Emily, because well, one, we had a new rug, and it's a beautiful new rug. We got it from Ruggable because Lemon keeps pissing on our carpets, and it's infuriating us, and it's awful, and she just can't get it together. Like I need her to pull it together, and she's just not. So it's been so hard to like potty train her. I don't know if anyone else has an Italian Greyhound, but they're like evidently notoriously hard to potty train, and we're experiencing that so hard. So we had a new rug so it can be washed. We got it from Ruggable, and I spent like a lot of money on it. And then finally we woke up today. It was raining outside, and we woke up today with Lemon having piss all over it. So we're like, okay, let's clean it because now we can clean it. Well, turns out it doesn't fit in our washing machine. And so the whole purpose of us getting that rug was because we can put it in the washing machine and it doesn't fit. And like and it's like huge. Like we can't just go to the laundromat and like put it in there. Like it just won't fit in any reasonable washing machine. And I'm like, why do they mark it as that? So poor Emily, while I'm doing my homework, she like is like in the tub scrubbing it right now.
Oh my
And
god.
it's just like ah.
You
So
should
we
send
had like a
Ruggable
really
an email. You should say,
I
for some
know.
reason, my rug came with dog pee on it. Like, that's not good customer service. Can you send me another one?
The language they use on their website is like, once your rug is soiled, you put it in the washing machine. So I'm like, my rug is extremely soiled, and y'all sent it this way. I don't know. Yeah, we might return. I don't know. I don't even know if we can return it at this point, but we might like speak with someone, maybe get a smaller size. And it fucking sucks though,
That's
because
so
we're
sad. I'm
and it's
sorry.
such a
Ugh,
beautiful rug, and it fit the space so good.
it
But
did look pretty. It does
yeah, and
still look pretty. It's just a little it has an extra layer of
funk.
perfume on it. Yeah,
it's
that's a better word.
yeah, it's so funny because this rug has been so hard to manage because it's so big because we wanted a big beautiful rug in our like area. And sure, in hindsight we should have assumed that maybe it wouldn't fit into our washing machine. But like that's not even the only issue. The other issue is that like washing it at all is a whole feat because in order to put it back down on the floor, you have to align it perfectly with like these things that it sticks to. And if it's not aligned perfectly, there'll be like air bubbles and like lumps in the rug. So
Um,
like it's literally putting like a screen, like a phone case on your phone and like trying to avoid the bubbles. And yeah, it's really hard, especially when it's a rug that size. So it's like a two-person job. And Emily and I are just like this rug has caused us so much like hassle, but isn't that so funny? Just complaining about a rug. Like that's peak
but it's
adult.
real. That's so real. And I have said this before. I love Lemon. She's just the cutest little angel. But I'm so happy that I just have cats right now because they don't pee
I
on things like that. So, like, respectfully, I love her, but that's you guys are really brave for raising her. She seems like a lot,
I don't recommend a dog, especially in an
just
apartment.
like in general.
In an apartment specifically. Yeah, it's definitely. I don't regret getting her or anything like that. Like I love her; she's my entire life. But some days I think of, wow, well, it would be so nice if you just weren't here. And like with all peace and love, just like I just wish that I could just have some peace and fucking quiet for a second. But it's funny because we had to restart this episode because she was running around like crazy, playing with Fig's toy, like Crinkle toy, and yeah, I love her, but she's a menace.
She will just live her life. She doesn't care about the consequences. She's a very free spirit. And I think that there's something to be admired about that.
Something like that. I mean, I guess you could say it that way. But yeah, I get it was, so it's been that this morning, and I've been doing this research project for school, and I don't. A lot of you guys know I'm in, like on my last two semesters of grad school, so I finish in the summer, so I'm like almost there, and this semester it's particularly with like a hard professor. It's not that like his work is unreasonable, it's just the way he grades. He's definitely a stickler for like things like formatting and stuff, so it's like really high pressure in order to like have like the perfect paper to present to him. So my project this semester was like to build out like a needs assessment and ask people like a questionnaire. So I've been sending surveys to people, and I know you did one for me, and I'm very thankful. It's so funny because I wanted initially 15 people, but after 15 people, it was all women, and I was like, oh no. So I just like blasted it on my social media, and I was like, people who wants to do this survey, and I think eventually I got 8 men to do it. So in total, there's 30 people. If you like people that are like non-binary or like don't I associate with whatever gender, but yeah, I think it was like 18 women, 8 men, and like the rest other. So not the most diverse,
It's okay.
but
Who cares about what
yeah,
men think anyway?
it was interesting. Now I don't want to get into the need like the nitty gritty of my research, but it was interesting to see like the way that men view education because it's like about education stuff. The majority of men like prefer like formal teaching over like teachers that are more like casual or like laid back. And it was very interesting. It was 6 out of the 8 men said that they
Oh
preferred
wow.
more formal. Sorry, so like yeah, I don't want to get
Look
into
at
the
you.
nitty gritty of it because it's so
Okay,
stupid.
researcher.
But so yeah, I like waited to the last minute for sure, and I just have to finish this paper today. So that's what's
Are you
happening with me.
so you already have 10 pages. So how many does it have to be a certain length or that's just how long it happens to be?
So it's not a certain length. Every week we're adding more to it. But the only thing is that um, the initial weeks he like hated everything about it. He was like, this is a great research topic if you want to do your dissertation on something like this, but in the terms of our course length it's not reasonable. so change it. So I have to go back and change my entire thing. So I essentially was starting from scratch and then doing my research aspect of it. So right now I'm just analyzing the data that I got. So just saying like my thoughts and opinions on it. So yeah, it shouldn't be more than like an hour or two more left of writing. I'm at like 10 pages right now. Um, but every week I'm building it out more and more. So I think these next like few weeks it's implementing it and like studying how it does. And yeah, I'm so done. I'm over it.
Yeah. I every time you talk about school, I'm just like sending my prayers to you and all of my support. And I just can't imagine having to juggle all of that. Like, I didn't even want to do that when I was a full time student. So I really don't know how you're doing all of it. And clearly, some days are harder than others. But you know
you
what?
still you still dream, right, of that you're in school. You
Oh
still have
my God.
nightmares.
I have this reoccurring dream, probably once every 2 months, where I'm in school and I'm in an online class. I have like three online classes, and two of them I've been consistently going to, and I have like an A in. And the other, I just completely forget that I'm in it. And it's like the final day of class, and I log into the portal and I realize that I have a 0%. And I haven't done anything. And I didn't even realize I was in this class. And I'm just panicking the entire time. That's my whole dream. It's just panic that I'm going to fail.
That I feel like that's a common dream because I don't dream. I've never dreamt that before, but Emily has dreamt it, and I've heard of a few other people that like have that dream, and it's really interesting to like to know that that's such an anxiety, like an anxious thing that people experience of like forgetting they're in a class or forgetting to do assignments because a lot rides on the pressure of succeeding, especially when you're like in education, when you're doing like when you're in school. So like it makes me sad that that's such a reoccurring dream because I'm like, damn, that like sucks that education is like deemed as like something that's so like high stakes.
Yeah. I feel like in the grand scheme of things, there's so many worse nightmares that you could have. Like, I could be getting chased by a serial killer or something horrible could happen. But in that moment, it truly does feel like a nightmare. Like, I'm
hmm
going to drop out of school and my whole life is going to crumble because I forgot that I was taking this one class. So I
That
think I
is
have a lot
pretty.
of anxiety driven dreams because the other one that I have a lot is about my teeth falling out. And I feel like they're like related to each other in, in some sort of way. So,
I have a theory that like teeth falling out dreams are only happen to people that grind their teeth. Because sometimes I'll like have one of those dreams and I'll wake up and I'm realizing like I'm really grinding my teeth. I don't know if you're a teeth grinder. Maybe I could be
I don't
wrong.
know either because Russell wears headphones. Like, he can't hear anything at night. And obviously, I'm sleeping. So, I don't know what I'm doing when I'm asleep. I could be
Yeah,
grinding,
because
like grinding away. I don't know.
yeah, I don't know. Like I'm such a my I grind my teeth so bad. I wake myself up to the sound of me grinding my teeth. And sometimes Emily wakes up and she has to like get me up because like I'm I'm chomping down on my teeth. And so yeah,
So, it's
I'll always
noticeable
have those
then if you
dreams.
do it.
Yeah, I think so.
Because,
I think
okay.
so.
I don't know if I do it, but
Yeah.
apparently I just like to lose teeth and not go to class.
Yeah, I feel like my dreams tend to be more real, like very realistic, like too realistic. Like I want to have those like zombie dreams where I'm being chased over like the actual like dreams that like can really happen. Like I'm, like someone's cheating on me, like Emily's cheating on me, which obviously she never would.
Yeah,
But like those types of things that like when you wake up, you're just uh, like it just sits with you
I have
funny.
those too. Yeah.
Yeah.
That ruins your whole
Uh,
day because you wake up next to them and you're like, ugh, why did you do that to me? Like, that's really messed up. I know it wasn't
and
actually
it's
you, but it was like some, like, very, very small piece of you in my brain that made you do that. And that still counts.
And that's the problem, right? The fact that they respond with, "But that wasn't me." Like that's not what you're
It
supposed to
was.
say.
It
You're supposed
literally
to say
was you.
sorry because that was
Yeah.
you.
Because we
It's
saw it. We still
right.
experienced it. If it wasn't real to you, I still went through that.
hmm
So just
and yeah,
apologize.
exactly.
be better.
Right. And they say we're the crazy ones.
I don't think so. It's open to
Oh my
interpretation,
god.
but I disagree.
That's so funny because that literally happens. Like, I don't dream about it often. I like, yeah, but whenever I do, I always wake up and I'm just like, and I tell Emily, and she's just like, I don't know what you want me to do. And I go, just please just apologize. Say it wasn't real, and then let's move
Yeah.
on.
Just be nice to me today. Like, that's all you have to do.
Hmm.
Show that you're sorry and you won't do it again. It's simple.
We're so unhinged. But
I
yeah.
so yesterday I realized that I ran out of Spyro, and I just recently signed up for like male hormone. So they send it to me in the mail instead of me having to go to the pharmacy, which is great because I hate going to pick up my prescription for some reason. Like I will put it off as long as I physically can before I go to the pharmacy. So I told Russell, I was like, I ran out of Spyro today. I'm gonna order more, and he was like preparing himself for me to have like a mental breakdown within the next couple days because I don't have any more today. So I'll probably get here tomorrow. So it's just like one day without it. But you never know. Like hormones are crazy. Anything can happen.
I'm really bad at taking my prescription. Like I'll probably like out of a 7 day work week or like a 7 day week, I'll probably take my pills. Maybe I'll probably miss maybe like 1 or 2 times I'm supposed to take my medication. I don't know if you're the
Same.
same, but it'll
Same.
just like slip my mind.
Yeah.
And like I know that's not good for you because like it like influxes your hormones just so like it's just not good to do that. But like in my head, I'm just like I just forget or I'm doing
Yeah.
something. Like right now, this morning I forgot, and I've been good for like a week because I've been really trying to focus. But yeah, but it always fucks me up, and I feel so bad. I'm such a mess.
No, I'm the same way. I am not as consistent as I would like to be honest. And I don't know if that is the cause of like any changes with me. I think it could be, especially like emotionally. I think when I forget and then I'm back on and then I forget again, it's like I'm all over the place. And I know the people around me could probably tell that. Cause do you
Yeah,
ever like
and
not, I don't want to say I'm mean, but like if someone asks me a question, I feel like, and I just don't want to talk to anyone or I'm fed up, I can be like very short and like I can hear like the rudeness coming out of me, but that's not what I'm trying to say. That's not how I'm trying to say it. It's just like I just can just be kind of mean, and then I'm like, wait, I'm kind of being a bitch today, and then you have to
I
like
will.
fix your behavior.
So that happens to me occasionally, but it used to happen really frequently where I just had the shortest temper and it was for no particular reason. And what saved me, what truly saved me was I got put on lametrogene, and that's just like it's a mood stabilizer, and like that saved my, and I think it saved the relationship too, because like I just wasn't like, it wasn't that like we were like getting in fights and stuff, but my temper, just like little things put me off, where I would get like really emotional really easily, or I would get really angry really easily, and like it just like it just didn't make me a person that I liked. And so like that saved my life, and so I feel like I don't have like random influxes of emotions that much. But whenever I'm not consistent on it, then I do see myself experiencing that. Even like regular hormones too, when I'm just like not on my my current like dosage as frequently, I can get in those like emotional spouts.
Okay, so it's not just me. I guess that just
Yeah.
the takeaway from this episode is that we're fucking crazy. Like it's crazy.
No, yeah, and it's fine. I honestly I think we should normalize crazy.
I
you
think so too. I think
know,
it's stigmatized in a way, maybe even overused in society, but the crazy girls really have to stick together
they do.
because underneath the
And
crazy is the lovely.
right, we're just so most multifaceted, and so we have so many layers that like you just have to like stick with the crazy, and then
You know
you'll.
those little
And,
plushies that you can invert? One of them is like a happy face and the other one is like an angry face.
oh yeah.
That's very much me. Except I'm not the one that's controlling like who is flipping it. It's just like it's predetermined.
It's God's will.
Yeah. You never
That's
know.
really funny. Yeah. Yeah, I feel that, and I'm very much similar, and I feel so bad because a part of me is also like scared of like losing my medication. So part of me in my head is like, well, if I miss a day or two, then it's fine because I'm just like expanding the length that I should have my medication, because that's like a big fear. But something that's happened recently that I didn't realize was going to be a big deal, up until like recently. So I started a new job and it's wonderful and it's perfect and I love it and it's like everything I could ask for. I just don't have health insurance. And you don't realize how I thought I was going to be fine. I thought I would just get the Affordable Care Act and I can sign up, and I've done that in the past and it's like whatever. But the only difference is when I signed up for the Affordable Care Act in the past, I wasn't making any money. And now I'm making some more money. So they whenever I applied the first time, I think they did the application wrong and they put more money than I was actually making. And so they told me that the cheapest plans were like $400 a month. So like I could not afford that, obviously. And then I ended up pushing it off. And then last night I was like, I need to go to the doctor because I'm not feeling good. I have like an infection on like I don't want to get into it, but my essentially I have a little infection on my toe that I'm like cleaning out. But and I was like, I want to go see a podiatrist. I feel like I should. I think it's important to like check up on those things. And I'm like trying to apply for health insurance, and I get through it, and I input my accurate information, and then it gives me like, okay, you'll be getting this much money off. So I'm like, this is perfect. I can get my insurance. Thankfully, thank God. And then once I finished it all up, it told me that like I'm past the enrollment period, so I can't sign up for it. And it makes me so mad. So like I literally did that whole work just for them to be like, you can't get your health insurance. And so I'm sort of in this weird period of like I don't know what to do. So
Oh my
and
god.
spironolactone is like hundreds of dollars. It's crazy.
Yeah. Yeah, if you don't have it covered, I mean, I have mine covered and I still have to pay like $18 for it. And they cover most. I think it's like 150 at least for like a month's worth without anything at all.
Yeah, I was given a 3 month supply, and I was gonna go pick it up along with a 3 month supply of my estrogen, and it was gonna cost without insurance with CVS's discount or whatever. It was gonna cost like
Oh
$350 or
my
something.
god.
Yeah, and so I was like, okay, well, I'm gonna come back, but can you not do it 3 months? Can we just do it monthly? Can you change it? And it has to go through the approval process of the physician that did it, I think. So it's a whole thing. It's a whole like deal to get that changed. So yeah, I'm almost out of Spyro. So we'll see what happens when that happens. But yeah, at what point does it make more sense to like spend like $1,000 a month on health insurance when like you know what I mean? Like when you have to
Yeah.
spend that much money on prescriptions and stuff. I hate America. Why is it like that?
It's actually crazy. Like I have claims where people are literally injured, like your leg is snapped, but people are scared to get in an ambulance because just stepping inside an ambulance is already $3,000. Not to mention everything that they do on your way to the emergency room and then everything that happens once you get to the emergency room. Like people are literally scared to go to the hospital after getting into a car accident and like almost dying. And it's so sad. So we love
And what
America.
doesn't make sense to me too is that like why do I have better health insurance? Like I understand why, and I think it's important. So like when I was making like not even $20,000 a year and a student, I was able to get health insurance, like really good health insurance for like $20, and it was like really amazing. But now, so I make more money, but now the amount of money that I'm gonna have to pay for health insurance, it's going to be like I make $20,000 a year again. Like that's how significant it is. So
Mm.
it's just like really frustrating that it's just unfair, I feel. Like it's fair in the fact that like poor people should be able to afford health insurance and they should be able to get it. But like I just don't like the fact that like if I don't have a job giving me health insurance, I shouldn't like have to struggle to pay for it. I don't know. It like makes me
It's like
very
a struggle
angry.
to just stay healthy and like take care of yourself. You just have to like
But
hope and pray that you don't get sick or you don't happen to get injured in some sort of way, so you don't have to go to the hospital.
and I'm a psychopath. Like I think I'm dying like every day.
Yeah.
And so like I feel like I'm constantly at the doctor because I'm just like scared of this or that. And yeah, and I've been thinking about it a lot lately because I do certain quirks and there's certain things that I like quirks. There's certain things that I do that like I'm realizing are like repetitive behaviors that are just like stem out of a form of like compulsion that like I have to do them for no reason other than it like if I don't it gives me anxiety or like there's like yeah I don't know so I want to go see like psychiatrists to see like if there's any way to treat like certain things like I'm trying to think for an example um I don't want to divulge too much of my information here but yeah there's like certain things that I feel like I'm just like I'm compulsive over and I'm like if I have OCD or something like it sucks that like I want to be able to speak with someone and talk with someone without having to spend like $300 a fucking month or something, just or a week to talk with someone.
That's why we're all
So
crazy, or there's something wrong with most of us in some sense of the word. Like, we're just all
yeah,
just scared to go to the doctor and get the help that we
yeah.
need to be healthy. So we're just here struggling.
Emily, Emily. So Emily could technically put me on her health insurance, but her health insurance only opens up for open enrollment towards the end of the year.
Yeah.
So I can't apply to that unless we're married. So we've been like, she's like, do you wanna get married? I guess, and then you can get my health insurance. And I'm like, how unsexy is it if we get married because I have an infection on my toe? Like that is so stupid and
That's
like
so
so fucked
American,
that
though.
we no literally and like
That's
it's
the
just so
American dream.
annoying. Yeah. So, but I want to say that I'm fine, everyone. Like, it's fine. I like everything. I feel a lot better today. Yesterday, I was like freaking out because, yeah, I was just in a lot of pain. But everything's good. So I'll be fine. I'm just more annoyed over anything.
Yeah. So,
I
I
don't like
mean,
talking about. Sorry, what were you saying?
no, you go ahead. This is you.
I
I talked
was.
so much last episode.
I know.
This is the
I'm gonna
Olivia
ramble.
hour.
I want to say if I ever bring up health and stuff on this podcast, this is an open, or this is me shouting from the top of my lungs. Don't diagnose me with anything because I will read it and then I'll freak out. And then you're just going to make things, or if I mention my health at all, don't say anything about it. That is me
Yeah.
saying, leave me alone. I'm going to figure it out on myself because the moment you say something, I'll freak out. So,
Yeah. We are always open to feedback. We're always open to constructive criticism and comments. Anything regarding our health, shut up. I don't want anyone diagnosing us. We will take care of it on our own accord. And that's that. Thank you.
if I need to take, never mind. I'm not gonna go there. But
Because I'm a
moving
Googler.
on,
I will go on
I
Google and I
I
will
am a
look it up and
Googler.
I will self diagnose myself. So don't do that to me.
I
And then we'll just like
I already
disappear because we are like spiraling out of control. So don't do that.
I have Mayo Clinic just like you. I have ChatGPT just like you. But that's funny. Um, what happened recently? Is there anything recent with you going on in your life? Any fun things? Any fun plans?
Um, Honestly, no. Like, the only thing that I really have to talk about is work, but I am choosing not to go down that road. It's plus it's Sunday, you know? I'm not going to put that
Yeah.
energy on myself on an off day. I'm going to keep that
Okay.
reserved for Monday. So maybe if we
I
film
and
during the week, like it'll just come out because I'm experiencing it in real time. So I'm glad that we actually record on the weekends because it gives me a second to develop other things to talk about other than like I want to just not be working.
And I feel that like work is for work time,
Yeah.
and like
Mm.
and my weekends are for everything else. So yeah, I get what you mean. Um, yeah, I'm trying to think of like anything new that happened. Emily's dad came into Gainesville the other day, and so
Oh my god.
we took him to do the very Gainesville experience where we went to Satchel's, and he, which is the pizza place here that I took
I
Gage
went to
to.
Satchel's, so it's very
And like we gave him the little dessert menu where he was going through the
oh
little
his little
like,
clicker camera.
yeah, the little camera of the dessert menu. So it was a cute little time. And then we got back home, and then we were like, we're gonna put on Drag Race for you to watch because he's a big fan of the Housewives. He loves watching Housewives,
Oh my
and
god. I need to
so
have a conversation with him.
no, he's like a huge fan. I don't know like
Okay.
what his favorites are, but like he loves watching them. And I think
If I
Beverly
talk to
Hills
him
is
at your
like what he
wedding,
watches.
we're talking about Salt Lake City. I hope he watches Salt Lake City.
That's with Jen Shaw, right?
Yeah.
Isn't she in jail right now
She's
with
literally in
Elizabeth
prison.
Holmes? She's I know her, evidently her and Elizabeth Holmes, the girl from Theranos, are like best friends.
Yeah.
That's so
They're
funny.
just chilling in there. That's
They're gonna
funny.
come out like leading the world's best scam.
I know, right? It was so funny when you sent me a pic. You told me that you were watching Drag Race with her dad, and then you sent me a picture of him literally asleep, but Plasma was on the screen talking in a confessional. That was so funny to me because me when she's talking.
Oh no,
It's so funny.
absolutely. I don't. Plasma doesn't. There's a lot of the queens this season. I don't know. I think this season is giving me boring for some reason. Like it's not as we can talk about it on the after show because we do that. We do that. Um, like we've been doing that the past few weeks. But yeah, I just feel like it's been a little boring for me. There's some really good queens, but I'm getting like just like last season was so good, and I want it to be that.
Yeah, I think they're all really like this cast is very talented, but I feel like there's a disconnect with a lot of their personalities and being likable. That is what is making it. I don't know. It's kind of because I'm enjoying it, but also I'm like not over the moon, like obsessed with anyone like I usually am. Besides Nymphia, but yeah, we
Yeah.
can talk about it more later.
Yeah. But I guess at the end of the day, it was really funny watching him watch Drag Race and then fall asleep
He
watching
said, "I
it.
hate this gay
And
shit." Honestly.
yeah, and then we just kept, for some reason, MTV kept like crashing the website. So
Wait, how
I
do
had to
you
buy
watch
like,
Drag Race on the MTV app thing?
I pay for MTV and definitely don't do the 24-hour.
Oh, same.
Um,
I don't make a
definitely,
new account every week. Just so
I don't go into an incognito window and make a new account every week. I don't do that.
same, same.
But I definitely have a MTV
Yeah, I'm a
subscription.
subscriber. I am a
Actually, I
subscriber.
don't watch it on MTV. I watch it on Philo.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So I
Yeah,
have a subscription, so that's how I watch it too.
yeah. But MTV has this 24-hour pass that just like I feel like everyone uses and abuses it.
There's so many
One t-
users on MTV.com. There's so many.
one one
500 are
time I
me.
was make one time I made an account and I just keyboard smashed at gmail.com
No, that's what
and
I
it
do
was
every week.
taken and it was taken.
It's probably one of mine.
Oh my god, no, literally.
One time I
I'm
did
not.
it and I accidentally made myself under 18 by accident, and I was like restricted for a day, and I was like, fuck. But that's the
I
only
just yeah
time
I
that it's
did
not worked.
I just do it on a on the incognito window every time, and then it like lets me. But I mean, hypothetically, if I were to do it, I would do it on on a window. But I definitely don't do that. I definitely pay for a subscription somewhere,
Hmm.
right?
Yeah. That's actually so funny
but
that
that
we do the exact same thing.
Yeah. I think you showed it to me. I think that's why I do it.
Oh, okay. Well,
Yeah. So you're
if
the
you're out there, if you
influence.
have anything to watch on MTV, girl, just make a free 24-hour viewing account, and there you go. You can keep making them. You're welcome.
Are you a have you sorry, this Valentine's Day, what was like your
Oh
how
my
did
god.
that go?
I
We haven't
totally
talked
forgot
about it.
Valentine's Day just happened. Oh my god. Okay,
Yeah.
so you know the show The Bear, right? On Hulu.
Yes, of course.
Okay,
Absolutely.
so we tried to watch it a while ago, and I wasn't really into it for some reason, but that's like one of his favorite shows. So he showed it to me again, and then I actually got into it. So for Valentine's Day, I decided to like make my own restaurant essentially. So I got an apron. I like tried to dress up like they would dress up in the bear and like pretend like I was in the bear. So I made a menu and I got like place card with his little name on it, and like I set up the dining room table and I put like the backdrop of a restaurant with like background noise and like ambiance music on the screen. So when he came home from the gym, I was like intending on going through the entire night like being a chef and like role playing essentially. But he just wouldn't allow me to do that. Like he just kept joking with me, and like Jordan, obviously the cats were around. So he was sitting at the table and I was cooking, and Jordan like jumps onto the table and he's like, "Excuse me, there's a rat in here. Like, can you do something about this?" And I was like, "That's funny, but I'm playing a character and you can't do that. Like, you can't derail me from this position. I'm the chef. Like, you can't talk to me like that."
I yeah, exactly. You have to respect
Yeah.
yeah, your chef.
And like
And
I
that
was
was
like,
Remy.
I have one rule: stay out of my kitchen. Why is he getting up and getting into the fridge and into the pantry? Like that was the only thing. It was really fun. But
It's
I
cute
was
though.
really in my head, I was like, okay, I'm gonna say this. This is what a chef does, or I have to be really good on my customer service. Like I was really into it. Like this was my acting moment. And I feel like I didn't really get to showcase a lot of my skills because he just is very jokey.
Sorry, I just dropped in my light here. But yeah, that you sent me pictures and or I saw it on your Instagram and I was like, that was so cute. The fact that like you like put it all together. I feel so like and I felt it almost made me feel didn't so Emily and I are very much we don't really celebrate Valentine's Day. It's never something that like we've like ever like celebrated together. Like we have, like we do things, but for some reason when it comes up it just feels like it springs up on us and we never even think about it. And so um, yeah, it's not something that we've partaked in a ton, but it was really cute. We wanted to do something still, and so Emily had watched this like YouTube video or this TikTok or something about how to make like these strawberries like shaped like little flowers, and you essentially you shape them like little flowers, and then you put them in the freezer in like water to freeze, and then you put it as ice in like a rosé. So we made like really cute like
Oh,
strawberry rosés, and then we put on a movie, and then we were able to just like have a little date night together like that. And I
that's
forgot what
cute.
we had for dinner, but it was yeah, it was really cute. I think we ordered out for dinner. Oh yeah, Mexican food. That's what it was. We got Mexican food and we had a nice little rosé and yeah, the whole thing was like it was really cute. So yeah, just more chill vibes than like anything planned. So when you showed me that like you had done this whole thing, I was like, that's so cute. I was like so like thought out and it was like it was really sweet the fact that you like got his favorite show and like were able to perform for him.
I try. I mean, we are usually like you guys. We don't really do much on Valentine's Day either, but I was like, it's our first one being engaged. I feel like that
Mhm.
is a little special. So that's what I decided to do. So I went on Canva and I made like a menu, basically like a fake menu. Or not a fake menu, it was literally the menu, like of what I was cooking. But I went on chat GPT and I was like, please write the most outrageously like over descriptive restaurant description of a chicken lettuce wrap. And that was like the description on the menu. So it was just so funny seeing like all of these words that are so unnecessary being like added to describe a piece of chicken. But that's what they do in a restaurant. It's marketing,
Uh, no, absolutely. When I read
right?
it too, I was like, this is really good. That's so funny that you did ChatGPT.
I
Isn't
want
it
my
like
mission
such a
set.
crazy tool?
Actually, yeah, it
Like
really
I
is.
use it for so many emails. I have like the biggest. I'm very much an exclamation type of girl when I'm working,
Same.
and like I have to like be very emotive because I don't want people to come think I'm coming off as like, I don't know, mean,
Rude.
rude, right? And so
Yeah, I do
this
the same
use
thing.
yeah. So with ChatGPT, I'm able to like reel it in. It like helps me be like think of like how to word emails in a way that like I don't have to be like thank you with like 25 exclamation points. Yeah, but that was really cute. So I'm very happy for y'all.
Yeah, that was
Fun
fun.
stuff. I'm trying to think of like so I've been having like a lot of conversations with an old professor that I had or an instructor that I had a few semesters ago. And I sort of got into contact with him accidentally, and now like he just keeps inviting me to meetings because he has like this project he wants to work on, and I told him I'm interested in AI, and I was like, yeah, I really like the idea of like learning how to like utilize AI in education, and he's working on something and he wants me to be a part of it. So now I'm just going from one meeting to another, and then I'm just like I think I'm doing my dissertation at this point, and like I don't I don't know how it came about. I just like I showed interest in something, and I feel like I'm just being sent invitations to like meetings and stuff. So it's really funny because he has this project he's really excited about, and I may partake in being like a research assistant or something.
That's
So
cool.
yeah, but it sucks because I'm like I'm so over school, but at the same time, it's hard not to want to be surrounded by like smart people, and like and if you have the opportunity, like why would you waste it? It's sort of how I'm feeling. And if I feel like I can be on the cutting edge of doing something really cool or fascinating, I really want to. And I'm genuinely interested in my field and getting better. So yeah, there may be a possibility that I go for a doctoral program. So we'll see.
Oh my god.
I'm so tired. I'm tired. I don't want to do that.
I
I
think
just
you I think you should if you want to. Because I think we've had a conversation before where it's like obviously it's nice to go to school and have all these credentials and people see all these credentials because it does mean something and it does go a long way, but you also have to like make sure you're not doing it because you just want other people to look at you and say, "Oh, they have a degree," you know? So I think if you just like genuinely want to do it, then you should. And
yeah,
I think you can do it. It's just like again a lot of work, which you
I
are
was
have been doing. So,
I was talking with Emily about it, and yeah, I was talking with you about it, like where I feel like a lot of my like undergraduate program, whenever I was doing college, it was very much like a spite thing, where I was told that like I would never be able to like sort of succeed, and I felt like a lot of people just were like not rooting for me, and it made me like almost bitter to succeed or like to want to like accomplish stuff. And I do get imposter syndrome a lot because I'm like, how am I even doing this? I'm just feel like I'm going through the motions. I'm sort of like lucking my way into going through my education, but I'm getting my degrees, and that's all that matters. But I think I'm getting to the point where I'm finally realizing like, oh, okay, like at this point in my education, I know what I'm talking about now, and I'm actually excited about what I'm learning. And it's sort of shifting from like that mentality of like, I want this degree so I look cool to now being like, I want this degree because I care about what I'm learning. And so I think that's been really fundamental in like this shifting in my like perception of education. So yeah, I don't know. I like the idea of possibly working with, you know, a team of people and building something and like learning about, you know, ways of education that can be effective, especially with like AI and stuff. And I think that's cool. So we'll see. And, you know, getting a doctorate can only be good for me. So like there's no downsides other than like I'm gonna lose a lot of like time and it's gonna give me a lot of anxiety. But, you know, in the end, if I make more money or something, or I find a role where like that's like cool or beneficial for me, then like that's a great opportunity for me. I kind of also have this dream of being a doctor before 30. I never thought about it, and then someone said it and I said I like the sound of that. I want to be a doctor before I'm
That's such
30.
a big flex. Like, that's
Yeah.
really impressive.
So I don't know. We'll see. I still
Well,
feel so stupid though. Do you know what I mean?
oh,
Like when you're
same.
like in
I mean,
when you're
especially talking to you. Like,
no,
if I
no,
want to
no, no,
become
no.
a doctor before 30, I have to start. Actually, it's literally impossible because I have 5 months. So
No. My degree, like I don't know. I have fun like learning like things, but at the same time I feel like I'm not able to articulate what I learned or what I've learned or like I don't know how to like articulate it other than the fact that like I know it. So whenever I try to reiterate things that I've learned or talk about it, I feel like I sound so stupid. And I'm like I feel like I come off like as a big imposter. Like I'm like people just
I
like
get
I
that.
don't know. Yeah. So
I
it's
feel like
rough.
we all obviously have our own knowledge and we all contribute to the world and do positive things. But we were watching an episode of Planet Earth like a couple days ago, and this man is like a biologist and a researcher, and he is single handedly saving an endangered species of frogs. And I just like think about what my education has taught me and what I'm doing with that. And I'm like, some people are bringing species out of the brink of extinction, like single handedly. And I'm here
That's so
doing
funny.
that. I don't
I
know.
honestly though, like iconic. Like I
It's
love the fact that
amazing.
like I love the women's studies majors that just end up doing anything but that
My
because
degree has
same.
not helped me at. You know what's actually helped me more is my associate's degree in criminal justice has helped me more than my
Oh really?
bachelor. Yeah. I mean, in my field of work, because it's like investigative and it deals with crime scenes and like the law. But like
That
my actual degree, mm-mm.
that's so interesting. You should go to a grad school for criminology.
I genuinely should. I should, you know what? I think I've said this before that one of my biggest regrets is not becoming a forensic scientist. I just
I mean,
had
it
to
could be cool. Like
transition
I
and
think
say, like, yeah,
I
I don't
think
know.
applying to a grad program will be kind of cool in Slay, especially because I know that you said you had pretty good grades.
Yeah, one thing about me is that I always did well in school. And I like inquired very briefly about this program through like Cornell University or something like years ago. And the same girl still emails me maybe twice a week saying, "Hey, are you ready to like, get started with your degree?" And I think that's really impressive. The fact that she has been on my ass for multiple years, like on the same, like sending me emails about courses that I could take and how long it's going to take and how much it's going to cost. Like, she really wants me. And
I
that's
think you
impressive.
should do it.
You think so?
Get you a nice scholarship and just go through it. Yeah, I advocate for school, but I also don't advocate for it at the same time because like for me, I'm like I feel like I'm wasting my good years being so stressed out
Yeah.
and like why am I doing that to myself? But at the same time, like I really like I don't know, I just believe like in like being a lifelong learner and like always, you know, like pushing yourself to be around people that can like change the world. I like the idea of that. So I don't know. So I sort of like fall in the balance of like not knowing what I want to do with my life. Like I just, it's so frustrating.
Yeah, I feel like, I mean, we have similar degrees in similar fields. And I know at the time we were like, you know what? I don't have to go to school for this. I can be happy and I can pursue my own interests and be happy like that. I don't have to just join the corporate world and do a job that I hate to make money. And now, when the degree that I wanted so badly because I wanted to follow my own interests and be a free spirit isn't really doing much for me. And you know what? The people that said this degree might not help you that much in the future, they really had a point. And I don't regret it. I I as a whole I don't regret it, but I think maybe professionally I would be in a different position. Took another path, but that wasn't my journey, because if that was my journey, then that's the path I would have taken, and
Yeah.
maybe we wouldn't even be here with this
I
podcast if that didn't happen.
that and honestly, yeah, I feel that so hard. Like it's hard, like you can't like regret the things that you did. And my undergraduate degree, like because I did it in diversity studies, so very similar in your program. Like I feel like the education I received, I went to UCF and the instructors there were so good. And I felt like for the first time in my life, I really thought about the world in like a different way. And I feel like that's why school is so important. So I never regret like my education or the things that I learned. I like was able to like, I don't know, like learn a lot about life. And I think that was really important. So I just think as long as people are learning, it's like a good thing. So yeah, I don't know. School is fun.
Just
But
like
yeah,
being not in high school isn't really that fun.
I mean, right.
I mean, high school, just like in the grand scheme of things, like I'm thinking about everything that I was stressed about when I was in high school, and it's literally nothing.
I like how was your high school experience? Like did you feel like you I know it was very similar for both of us where like for me I felt like an outsider. I didn't have
Oh, I
like
was
that
definitely
many
felt
friends.
I didn't really, I had one friend and I didn't talk to anyone. I didn't go to any social events or anything like that. So
Same.
socially, I guess I was not having the best time. But like I just went to school and then I came home and I played video games like all day. Like
That's
that's
so
great.
funny. Or I didn't play games when I got home, but I was in a like I was in my I did music. I like that was my thing. And yeah, I remember the worst experience was every day having to go into a lunchroom and like looking for
Oh,
someone that you notice it. I literally would I would eat my lunch in the hallway by myself or like I would sneak you're not allowed to eat outside of the lunchroom, but I would sneak out and I would go to teachers that I liked. I would go into their classroom and then just eat in the class. So I would sit by myself and that was like the worst.
I didn't
But yeah,
even
I
go
was
to
very much
lunch.
so. Did you just skipped it altogether?
Well, because I had a car when I was in high school, so I would just
Oh.
go home. But like
Are you
before
close
that,
enough to
yeah, I luckily, or I guess in junior high, I had to like actually eat in the lunchroom. But like when I actually was able to leave, I would leave, so just to avoid having to deal with like where am I going to sit at lunch and all of that. Because
they wouldn't let us leave. We weren't allowed to. If we're
oh,
on
we weren't
campus,
really
unless you
supposed to, but I did
oh,
anyway. We had like a security guard that if he knew you, he would let you go. And I was friends with him. I was like, hey, I'm gonna go to McDonald's, and he was like, okay.
bring me back something.
Yeah, I was like, do you want some fries? Like, so
Did
you
you
can
ever
like,
have those kids that like would come in late, but then they would give their teacher like I had like I was a part of some classes where like the kid was late, but they were like friends with the teacher, so they were like texting the teacher like, "Hey, I'm at McDonald's. Want anything?"
what the
And they would
hell?
come and bring the teacher food.
No,
Yeah,
I
my
mean, I
school
had
was
people come
very like
in
weird.
late, but they didn't bring the teacher food.
That always happened. They'd walk in with McDonald's at like fucking 7 a.m. and then they would just like give the teacher something.
That was like a power move in high school. Like you walk
Mhm.
in after lunch with a McDonald's bag and you're like, with your keys in your hand, jingling, like, yeah, I have a car
Genuinely.
and I went to McDonald's and you guys had to eat a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. So I'm like
I
better
will
than
say
you.
those the girls that just had the cars they were like the baddies. They like had their
Yeah.
life together.
Mm.
Yeah. I for one rode the bus every day home. I for one I had a 2 hour bus ride on the every day. I didn't get home until 4 p.m. and class ended at 1:45.
Oh, that's not
So
okay.
yeah, it was rough. I had to wake up too at like my bus stop would pick me up at 5:15, I think. So I'd go and I would sleep all day in school. It was great.
Okay, maybe like going back to that time is not the best idea. I guess just there have been simpler times in life. That's all.
Right. True. But with I guess that being said, I guess that's we. I can't believe we just talked for an hour. Like we just do that.
That's
How?
just what we do. You were like, "Do you have? Is there anything new in your life?" Or it's like, "Do you? Is there anything you want to talk about?" And I was like, "No," but that's like just normal. Like, when do we ever really
Mhm.
know, right?
Yeah, just like life. When you just know, and then you get
Life is
through
like a
it, and
river,
then right, it just always
and you just
flows.
flow.
Just like how we just flow with a bunch of nonsense, and people like to
Hmm.
listen. Yeah.
Hmm. Exactly.
All right. I guess with that being said, I want to say thank you to the people that we have supporting us on Patreon. I do want to give a little bit of a shout out right now because I know one of the perks is like we have like a little like a $10 perk where we shout out people at the end, just saying thanks for their support. And we have a supporter that um, has pledged to be in that tier. So thanks, Nicole.
Mhm. Thank you
Thank
so
you, Nicole.
much. I love you, honestly.
And it's really cute the community that we're gaining on Patreon. So if you're interested, I feel like it's going to be nice to have that like community where we can just like sort of talk with people in that specific area, and then just continue talking about like things going on in our lives and just have that more personal relationship. So if you're interested in hearing more, hearing our after show, check out the Patreon. Yeah, I'm really thankful for everyone that's already signed up, and it's really cool to see that we have an audience that wants to support us. So thanks so much.
Thank you so much. If you like Drag Race, I mean, that's pretty much all we talk about after. So, if you want to hear what our opinions are on the newest season, you should definitely check it out. Just saying.
Yeah, just yeah. So with that being said, yeah, I'll talk with you guys in the next one, and we're about to talk about the Rusical.
Oh my god. Not the
All right.
musical.
Well, bye everyone.
Bye.